So what we've got here is the 4 different building footprints, and we've got the finished floor levels marked up in them. And what we've been asked to demonstrate is how we create the platforms by doing a 3-meter offset. So I'm not going to take you through the basics of this, but obviously I've offset the face of brickwork 3 meters and all the way around, and then I've basically joined them because you're obviously going to create that as a single platform. And then what we've done is we have put a central, drawn a line perpendicular to the midpoints of these 2, because this is split platforms. And then we've moved the step in the platforms 1 meter off center, because the lower platform would generally extend into the upper platform by around that amount. So what we want to do is basically take it from here to create the 3D model and then intersect it to the existing finished ground level or strip level. So the first thing I'm going to do is elevate these lines here. So I'm just going to select these lines which basically govern the steps. Now I've just put a 100mm offset in here, but these are essentially the steps in the platforms. So I'm just going to select that single line string, choose elevate or change elevation, and then I'm just going to choose an absolute elevation, and I'm just going to click the text, and we can just accept that. And then I'm going to do it for the next one, but this time it's going to be the lower elevation, and then I'm going to select the next one, and this is going to be this upper elevation. And again, this one. And carry on all the way through. So just selecting each line. And lastly, this one here. So now what we want to do is basically elevate the outside, and this is the line string that we'll be battering from. So I'm just going to select that, and I'm just going to go to edit. And what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I'm just going to check if there's any elevations all the way around it. So you can see I'm just using the up and down arrows to step all my way through. And there's no elevations anywhere on the horizontal. On the vertical, we've got a couple of heights. So I'm just going to remove those. So I'm just going to take that one out, and I'm just going to take that one out. And now what we're going to do is add these purely as VPIs. So I'm going to add a new VPI here, just on the end point of this line. And I'm going to take the elevation from that string. I'm going to add a new one there. I'm going to take the elevation from that string because we've got the heights of the 2 strings on the step. So I'm just selecting each one, taking the height from that one. And it's basically just creating our steps on the outer line string as well. And we proceed all the way through. Now I might be creating some duplicates here because I'm not checking exactly where the platforms, if some of these platforms are the same height, then I'm not checking that, but they won't certainly cause any harm if we've got more than the minimum required. So just the last one we need to do, last one's here. And we should see now, so if I just close that edit and we go to our 3D view, we should have something looking like the steps that we actually want to create. So with that now done, what we can do is we can basically take the surface that we want to batter to. So this is the surface. Let's just check that in the 3D view. And if we want to do a batter of 1 and 2 down from this line, then there's a couple of ways to do it. I think I'll just do it as a surface tie. So we're just going to go to surfaces, and what I'm going to do is just choose to do a surface tie, and I'll just call this one tie. We're going to tie down to that surface. The reference line is going to be this outside line. The direction is going to be out. The maximum spacing in the triangles, probably 2 meters is more than enough. And then I can say if it's a cut slope, then it's going to be 1 and 2. If it's a fill slope, it's going to be 1 and 2. I can round the corners or square the corners, so I'm just going to go round them. And I'm not going to add it to any existing surface at the moment. And I'm just going to hit apply. And I'm not seeing it because it is gone to layer 0. But there we can see that it's actually stupidly I put it into layer 0. And that if I go to my surfaces command, then there's no additional surface created there. So what we now have is our tie now created. So that's a quick overview in how to create platforms and then basically create a batter that goes down to your existing ground level.